Hey, how's it going? My name is Otto and welcome to the channel. If you bought the Zhiyun Smooth Q3 and you want to learn how to use it, you are in the right place. If you don't know if you should buy this gimbal, I do have a video review on my channel and also a comparison of this gimbal against the DJI OM4. So make sure to check them out. This video will have two sections. The first one is about how to set this up. And I'll explain what the buttons are for on the gimbal and the most important shortcuts. The second part will be about how to use the gimbal's application, the Cami app, and how to make hyperlapses, time lapses, and so on. The first step is to set up the gimbal by unlocking this and pulling the arm upward. Lock this again, and now place the tripod on the lower part of the gimbal. Place the smartphone on the clamp. Make sure that the camera is on the left side. Try to place the smartphone in the middle of the clamp and then try to move it to the left or the right to adjust the balance. On the front, we have the power button. Press and hold for a few seconds to power on or off the gimbal. When the gimbal is on, you can press the power button once to check on the battery level. Below the power button, we have the trigger button. Press once to enable smart tracking. Double press to recenter the camera. Triple press to change to horizontal or vertical mode. And if you press and hold the trigger, it will enter Go mode, which is also known as a sport mode, and this will make the gimbal react faster to your movements. On the left side of the Smooth Q3, we have the zoom slider to zoom in or zoom out. On the main panel at the front, we have a joystick which will move the camera up, down, left or right. This is the shutter button. If you press it once, it will take a picture or it will start recording a video depending on the mode you are on. Double press to switch between photo and video mode, and triple press to switch from the rear to the front camera and vice versa. This is the mode button. Here we can select the different gimbal or follow modes, which will be indicated by the green light. The Smooth Q3 has 4 basic gimbal modes. PF is a pan follow, and here the roll and the tilt axis are going to be locked, but the pan axis is not locked. The L is lock mode, and here all the axes are going to be locked, so no matter how you move the gimbal, the smartphone will be pointing at the same direction. The F is follow mode, and the roll axis is going to be locked, but the gimbal is going to allow you to pan and tilt. And the last mode is POV, where everything gets unlocked: the roll, the tilt, and the panning. Single press the mode button to go to the next one, and double press to go back to the previous one. If you go past POV mode, it will enter vortex mode, and on this mode you can make the camera spin like this. On vortex mode, you need to use the joystick to spin the smartphone clockwise or counterclockwise. The spinning speed can be customized by changing the joystick speed inside the menu. To turn on or off the fill light, you have to press and hold up here. When the light is on, single tap to change the brightness level. And if you want to turn around the light, you just have to flip it like this. Here on the right side, you will see all the major camera modes. You can select photo mode, video mode, panorama shots, time lapses, and hyperlapses. On this column, we can select the Smart Mode. The Smart Mode is a set of presets or templates that will help you make a short clip. It will add transitions, music, and even some filters for you. Choose the one you like, and the gimbal will ask you to make a few short videos. And when you're done, you will have a short video of around 10 to 20 seconds. This over here will switch between the front and the rear camera. This button is the shutter button, and this icon will enable gesture control. If you press here, it will show you the gallery. On the opposite side, we have this icon to select the resolution and the frames per second. If you have an iPhone, this icon will allow you to choose between auto settings or manual settings, On menu settings, you can control the ISO and the shutter speed. On photo mode and panorama mode, you can select a timer for 3, 5, or 7 seconds. This icon over here is for beauty or glamour effects. And the 3 dots over here is to access the menus. On the shoot menu, you can turn on or off the grid lines. And here you can also change the white balance values. On the gimbal menu, you can select the scene mode between walk and run depending on what you're doing. Choosing run will make the gimbal a bit more stable. You can select here the gimbal or follow mode, but I still prefer to select this with the mode button on the gimbal. The joystick speed is how fast the joystick will move the smartphone, but I do suggest using medium or slow. All the way down here we'll find the gimbal calibration tool, and this is actually something that you should be using frequently before you start using the gimbal. It just takes around 15 seconds to do the whole process. To make a time lapse, you select it over here, and on the top you have a few options that you need to select. Interval is the time that will pass between 2 shots. For example, if I select 3 seconds, it will take 1 shot or frame every 3 seconds. Then you select the duration, which is how long you want the camera to be doing this, or you can also select infinite, so you manually stop the time lapse whenever you want. To add some motion, you can set the path where you want your gimbal to move to. You can select a maximum of 4 points. I like keeping it simple, so most of the time I only use a point A and a point B. And the way to set this up is with the joystick, you're going to select the starting point. Let's say it's over there. Then press the plus sign. And now use the joystick again to move the camera to your next location. Let's say it's over there. Now press the plus sign again, and now you have the B point. So if I start this motion lapse, the gimbal is going to go back to point A, and from there it's going to slowly pan the smartphone until it reaches point B. A hyperlapse is like a time lapse, but the gimbal is moving instead of staying at the same place. On the gimbal, choose hyperlapse, and here on the left you can select the speed. The speed is like the fast forward speed that you want, and the higher the number, the faster the video will be. Panorama shots will let you make wider shots. There are 4 types of panorama shots that you can use. On the left side you can select 3x3, 180 degrees, 240 degrees, and clone me. On 3x3, the camera will take 9 pictures on a 3x3 grid. For the 180 and 240 degrees, the camera will take a few pictures from left to right for those angles. And with clone mode, the camera will take a total of 3 to 7 pictures of you or someone else and put them all together. You will have 5 seconds between every shot to move from the first point to the next one, so using the front camera is probably the best choice to see what you're doing. Alright, you should have a better idea on how to use this gimbal, so now it's time to go out and practice, and if you have any questions, don't forget to ask in the comments down below. I hope you have an amazing day. Time for me to go as well, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye.